Hello everyone. So I am back with another Total War Warhammer 2 replay to show you guys. This is one I played the other day. I was playing as the Wood Elves against the High Elves, a matchup that I thoroughly enjoy. Usually the High Elves tend to outclass Wood Elves slightly in this matchup, but I'm playing a certain way that I believe really takes advantage of the Wood Elves' strengths, which are, in my opinion, their range and their skirmishing potential. So I'll go ahead and break down the armies, and then I'll kind of describe the strategy that I'm going to use in this fight. So I brought in my army today 4 units of Eternal Guard with shields. These guys have pretty good leadership. They're armor piercing, I believe. Yeah, and anti-large. So they're very good at just holding the line. They're probably the best standard spear unit, at least compared to the High Elves and the Dark Elves. So they're pretty solid. I brought 3 units of Way Watchers, all kind of spread out on the flanks here, as you can see. So I have 1 unit back there, 1 sort of in the middle, and then 1 on the right flank. I don't have them pushed right up next to his army, just in case he had some range and I got nuked down quickly by his stuff. But I have them Vanguard deployed so that they can kind of start hitting him a little bit early. In addition to this, I have 2 units of Asari Spears. These guys are really good. They're actually absurd at destroying cavalry. They're fast, and they have armor piercing, anti-large, all that jazz. They're like the Eternal Guard, but quick and that do a little bit more damage. They're a little bit more susceptible to damage though, but that's fine. If you can stop a cav unit, keep them tied up, and have some Asari Spears sticked on them, that cav isn't going anywhere. So finally, to kind of round this out, I have some Glade Riders with the Hagbane tips. Usually I deploy them behind the army, in a corner or something, just to kind of take out the artillery. However, I forgot in this case. I just left them in the middle like a dipshit. I also have a unit of Wild Riders back here with shields. I'm kind of trying to keep them slightly hidden, kind of in the back here. I'll kind of explain why I did that later on. But yeah, oh, and of course, as a lord, I brought the Glady on her dragon. Usually it's kind of scary to bring a dragon against the High Elves, but I was pretty confident because I have a relatively strong range advantage, and her spells and the versatility of a dragon is just too good to, let up. So on his end, I'll try and go through this kind of quickly. He has a couple units of standard spears. He has the Scions of Mathlan, which is, of course, the regiment of renown for the spear units for the High Elves. He has a Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, some Phoenix Guard in the back, the regiment of renown White Lions, some Silver Helms, the Fireborn, which those guys are absolute units. I'm pretty sure they can even beat Blood Knights one-on-one. They have anti-large, which normal Dragonborn don't, or Dragon Princes. Sorry, wrong game. Whoops. Normal Dragon Princes don't have the anti-large, but the fact that these guys do makes them very good against monsters in Cav. In addition to this, he has Alethanar as his lord and a noble. And yeah, so that's going to be his army. So real quick, I'll go ahead and start playing this for you. What I'm going to do here, and this is a strategy that I really like with the Wood Elves, I'm using these Way Watchers to kind of start poking him down, force him to move out first, right? Yeah, look at that. I'm setting my my Glade Riders at the back because, again, I was a dipshit, didn't Vanguard deploy them behind him. But I'm using my Way Watchers to basically push him forward. Now, what you might be thinking initially is, oh, Steven, you dipshit, those Way Watchers are super susceptible to cavalry, right? Ah, that's where you're wrong, kiddo. What I'm doing here is, with those Glade Riders in the back, I'm using them to kind of screen for the Way Watchers. So if these Fireborn decide to go after my Way Watchers, those Wild Riders are gonna go right in. Now, even here, you can see these Silver Helms are gonna try and go for these Way Watchers, right? I have my my Glade Riders back here with Hagbane tips. They're gonna slow them down a little bit, and a cool effect that the Glady has is she has the net ability. So you'll probably see her drop that soon, or at least before these Silver Helms get there. But she has a really, really slick net ability. So whenever any cav tries to, get on top of my Way Watchers, she just does that. They get to free fire. Hagbane tips get to free fire. Those cav units just get absolutely slaughtered. So this is going to force him to push towards me. And you can see back here the Dragonborn are trying to get to my Way Watchers, which they did break through my Wild Riders since the Dragonborn are so good. They can easily just take out Wild Riders, especially since Wild Riders are very low armor. But The good thing about this is I also have my Asari Spears kind of on the flanks. So they act as a buffer in case, say, my Wild Riders do get outclassed. I can send my Asari Spears out back, and they can help deal with the Fireborns. They're like a second like order screening for my Way Watchers. So I send the Asari Spears in. These Fireborn are not gonna be able to deal with them. So as you can see here, I forced him to come to me, brought the Way Watchers back. So his infantry is just gonna hit mine. Now this is usually the part of the fight where this strategy could possibly go to shit, but because my Weight Watchers were able to do enough damage and spread him out enough, his front line actually isn't all that strong, at least compared to mine. And I had this additional War Dancer unit that I had open, so I could use them to kind of flank him a little bit. So the Weight Watchers are back here, basically firing. These Weight Watchers are basically free firing as well. The Dragonborn drew out my Asari Spears and are coming for another charge, but because these Asari Spears are so goddamn fast, they can, honest to God, just catch up to the Dragonborn. They might get that charge off, but those Asari Spears are going to catch up eventually. So right now, you can see I have these Weight Watchers back here, focusing down the Phoenix Guard. Those guys are going to be the most powerful unit in his army, besides the Dragonborn, of course, but I'm not super scared of them since I have so much range advantage. I can try and focus them down. I got my Lord out there intelligently because she would have gotten slaughtered by the Scions and the Phoenix Guard combination. But the fact that I have my Weight Watchers over here, I'll be fine. This Weight Watcher unit is taking out his Lord, who I just netted down for that extra negative missile resistance. I have my Lord back here, screening for my Weight Watchers as well. As you can see, my Asari Spears basically defended my Weight Watchers spectacularly, and what they're doing is basically just chasing down these Fireborn, making sure that they can't wreak too much havoc in my backline. All the while, the Weight Watchers are basically free firing on the Dragonborn. So this is not a situation that he likes. Oh shit, did I miss the... Alright, well I got a pretty sweet breath attack off on the Phoenix Guard, so I'm sorry, but I missed that because I'm a shitty commentator. But yeah, so right now, the balance of power is relatively even, but I'm pretty confident that I have this fight in the bag. This is also probably a situation I probably don't want my Gladian, especially since she's on a dragon, which is a large target, obviously. And the Fireborn and the Noble both have anti-large, but again, Asari Spears, they're very, 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 very quick. So they're going to come in for that charge and chase off this Fireborn. And that Noble is going to be pretty spooked too, since he's on a horse. These Weight Watchers, they're just firing. These Weight Watchers, additionally, just firing. These Glade Riders are just going after Alithanar, even though he'll probably beat them. I'm bringing these Weight Watchers over here, probably to start focusing down Alithanar as well. So my front is holding pretty well. The War Dancers are, they're not great defensively, but they can hold the line for a while. All the while, these Weight Watchers are just taking out his high value units. And so, as you can see here, I'm sending these War Dancers in again to kind of help buffer the middle. All the while, this Noble is going to try and chase on my Weight Watchers, but, fun fact, I'm going to net him. Look at that. So he can't chase anyone anymore, ever. I'm going to send my Dragon in, basically finish off that Noble with the Weight Watchers. So that guy is out for the count. These Weight Watchers just keep on firing. These Weight Watchers keep on firing. These Glade Riders are coming in. It's looking pretty good for me right now. The only kind of scary point is the center, but they're all starting to break. I mean, I'd break too. You know, 2 units of, you know, these fucking War Dancers. Like these ladies are fucking terrifying. Look at the way that they spin their shit. I wouldn't want to deal with them either. And they have like war paint on too. It's just scary. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in the Warhammer universe. I would fucking die very, very quickly. So right now, I'm just gonna start focusing down on Alithanar. He was kind of free firing the entire game, but whatever. That's not really my problem. No, it is my problem, but I'm just a bad player, so there you go. So Alithanar uses a little shadow ability, and I'm going to be a dipshit and focus the shadow down because I cannot infer anything. Oh look, you just fired that missile. That must be the real one. I'll just breath attack the shadow anyway. But that shadow was chunked down a lot, so I got that going for me. But eventually I will realize this, and I'll start going for the real Alithanar. And I don't think this fight's gonna last too much quicker. I'll just speed it up for you guys. I'm gonna just chase Alithanar's ass down. Yeah, you better run, bitch. Alright, there. So yeah, that was my new and improved Wood Elf strategy. Usually I'd probably have a caster in there since, you know, that's very important, but I was just kind of experimenting. What you could probably do is replace one of these Weight Watchers with the caster unit. You know, that should be fine. Maybe replace the dragon, put the Glady on an eagle, and maybe throw a couple normal archers. What are they called? Like Glade Guard or no Glade Rangers. I don't, whatever, like the fire arrow archer units for the Wood Elves are. Those guys, those are always good against like maybe like a chaos or something. Some faction has a lot of armor. High Elves again maybe. But yeah, this strategy though is very solid. I'm basically using my Glady, my Cav, and my Asari spears with the War Dancers. They're all buffers to protect the Weight Watchers. The Asari spears are very quick, so they can go on either flank in case the Cav actually breaks through. The Glady has the net ability, which is crucial. If a Cav is chasing down a Weight Watcher unit and you net them, that Cav is going to be just deleted. The Eternal Guard up here are basically just there to hold the line. In many situations, if I'm facing a player with a lot of infantry, I will gradually retreat my front line of Eternal Guard, allow my archers to get more pot shots off before the initial clash. Because if I was going to give a weakness to this army, I'd probably say it's the front line. The Eternal Guard are good, but there's only 4 units of them, and the Asari spears aren't particularly great at holding the front line either. They're good at chasing down large units and you know, running around and flanking, but as far as holding the line goes, not that great. Like these Eternal Guard would probably last 10 seconds against a chosen unit, but I'm fine with that because I can just keep on retreating them. Let my Weight Watchers take pot shots, let my Asari spears take out any Cav. And yeah, it's all cash money, you know. These Glade Riders are usually pretty good. What they can do is I can, if I was better, I'd remember to deploy them in the back, and they can take out any artillery, you know, maybe any additional enemy range units that are pushing forward. They're very good at just distracting other units and helping to spread them out a little bit more, so my Weight Watchers can tear them apart. And finally, the Wild Riders. They're good. They're here to basically act as another screen for the Weight Watchers, but in this case I kind of ran them face first into Fireborn, which is an awful idea, but worth it at the end of the day because they kept my Weight Watchers protected. So yeah, this was a fun fight. As you can see here, I took about maybe 2/3 of his losses, which is good, and give it a little bit more time and I would have, you know, swept things away. So yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good battle, and I'll start slowly optimizing this Wood Elf strategy until I get something that really, really works well. Even though I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So let me know what you guys think. Sorry about the quickness of this video. Actually, I don't even know if it's quick. I don't know why I said that. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm sorry. Fuck. All right. Well, anyway, I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys later.